Hello there. I am stamping with Diane in Innisfil, Ontario, and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I just came back from a fall walk, and I live in Ontario where we have beautiful colored leaves at this time of year. So I just went around in my yard and picked up a few leaves, and I'd love to show you a very simple technique of what you can do with these leaves. So now that I have the leaves there and they are fresh, I am now going to take a piece of our Fluid 100 watercolor paper. This is available from Stampin' Up, product number 149612, and I think I'm on my last sheet here. So they are a 5x7 sheet, and the reason I'm using this is because it is more porous than our regular cardstock. Now, what I'm going to do is create a background using leaves, not ink. So I'm just going to layer some of my leaves randomly on this fluid watercolor paper. Now this one feels a little bit dry to me, so I could either use my water spritzer or one of my water painters. So I think I've got some water, in this one here, and I'm just going to add a wee bit of water to this leaf just to make sure I'm going to get some color out of it. This one feels pretty fresh. So as I say, I'm just layering them down. Now I do like to cut off the stem a little bit, because if there's too much stem, a lot of the ink or the juice from the tree seems to leak out of that stem. So I can show you the effect. All right. So again, I'm just adding a wee bit of water onto some of these. Not sure it's totally necessary, but we'll see the effect. I'll put this one down here, just layering them. Now, these yellows may not come out as dark, but that's okay. We'll just, again, see what we get. Each time is a new reveal, a new mystery unveiled. All right, so I have my page, and now I'm going to bring in my stamp die cut and emboss machine. So I'm going to use my base layer, my normal number 2 layer, and then my number 3s, which is the usual way we would run a die through our machine. However, because the leaf is just a little bit thinner than our regular die, I'm going to just sneak a piece of cardstock in underneath as a bit of a shim. So I've got base 2, cardstock as a shim, and then I've got my 2 number 3s. So here's the base one. I'm going to put my watercolor paper on top and my other 3 on top of that, and you can see it's kind of gonna squish those together. And now I'll just run it through my die cut and emboss machine, and that pressure feels like it usually does. I'm going kind of slowly, just a little bit of back and forth, just to really squeeze that, I'm going to call it ink, out of my leaves, okay? And I can already see some of it happening here. So as I say, some of the yellow leaves are not going to turn up as dark. You can use greens, whatever you happen to have in your area. And here's what we end up with. As I say, I haven't done a lot of the yellows, so we'll just see what we get. There's my top layer off. And now I'm going to just gently pull the leaves off. Remove the leaves. Got some nice purples happening there. You can even see the veins on the leaves. I think running it through, oh, beautiful, a couple of times really does help. And that one has really squished. I find the red's quite vibrant. Yeah, and it's not really damp or anything. I'm going to show you a couple more that I have done. This one I used more of the reds, and I actually layered some yellows. Now, what I have also done is, if you think this isn't dark enough, certainly go back, put another leaf on top and run it through again to get a more solid effect. But I just wanted to show you the technique, but you can absolutely run this page through again with new leaves on top. Don't reuse the leaves. Get new leaves, run it through until you get the desired effect you're looking for. Okay, so these are some of the watercolor papers. This one is fairly faint, but depending what you want to do with it. So what did I do? Well, I found that using our craft note cards and envelopes was the perfect match for this project. So with the note cards and envelopes, I first took these, cut them into about 2.5 inch strips, and then cut it in squares to maximize what I could get out of that. And here's some of the examples. All I did was frame it out with some color to kind of pull out the leaf color. Chose an ink color that I felt was similar to the natural leaves. I added some of the wooden embellishment there. Here's a cute Miss You, and I really felt this one pulled out some of the grays. Then I used one of the extra long strips, cut it this way. And the nice part is you can cut down your paper to find the part of the leaf which you like the best. Here's one with just one of the maple leaves. Look at the color that came out of that. We live in a beautiful part of the country. And this one I wanted to do in just the greens and yellows. So you can make it match the way you like. The other reason I really like using the craft note cards and envelopes is because this package of 20 cards and envelopes also comes with a little box. So you make up the base of the box and the lid of the box, and then what a fantastic gift. Of course, I've decorated the envelopes a little bit as well with just some fall leaves, but then you could package these up, pop them in the box, and decorate it up as you see fit and give that as a perfect gift. So that's how you can take your ordinary leaves and turn it into paper and make it into gifts. Hope you enjoyed that technique. Take care. Bye for now.